Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to explain to you why the HTC Vive Pro 1 has made for the ultimate VR experience, bar none, that you can possibly have, and why the Vive Pro 2 is going to be even better. Despite what the naysayers say, it is awesome because it's so modular. The modularity that you can do with the Vive Pro and the Vive Pro 2 is incredible. So let me show you a little bit of my setup and why I say it's the best. Stay tuned. So here is my VR setup. As you can see, this is more than just a VR setup, but my setup in general for all types of racing and flight sim. Now, the first thing that makes the Vive Pro the best thing for enthusiasts, and I hear enthusiasts say, oh, the best thing is the HT reverb. Not quite. Triple screen monitor gaming has not disappeared. And to take a display port from a graphics card, and I have one of the best ones, the 3090, to take a display port eliminates the possibility to do triple screen gaming. And if you say, well, why not have one of those super wide monitors? Well, triple screen does even more to that. And when you have the Asus bezel-free kit, look at that. You don't even see the bezels really. So first off, you still want to be able to do triple screen gaming. This allows me to have a seated experience with a force feedback racing wheel and a joystick. But then we need the VR part. And because the HTC Vive Pro and the HTC Vive Pro 2 will have a wireless adapter, this allows us to do motion seat VR. Now, if you've done VR and haven't done a motion seat, you have not truly experienced the incredibleness of it. And because the Steam VR is the best tracking solution, we can use these Steam trackers. You'll be like, well, what does a Steam tracker have to do with a motion seat? Well, when you are spinning in VR, you need a reference point to tell you which direction your car or your plane is going. And these trackers do the best job possible. Even though the Quest 2 can do it, nothing beats the Steam VR tracking system. And because of the modularity of the Vive Pro 2 and the Vive Pro, you can put base stations everywhere to have the best tracking. Here, I started with 2, but now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base stations to provide me with the best seated experience and the best motion seat experience. Now, the other thing about the Vive Pro is, though I have the best experience in here, as you can see, if I want to do standing VR and I had a wired VR headset, I can only do so much, right? This would be my standing room. I'd have to stay in this room pretty much. But because it has a wireless adapter, I was able to do something that HTC said I couldn't even do. I could have VR in 2 rooms. Wireless VR in 2 rooms. They said it wasn't possible, but it is. I will make a video in the future explaining how to do it. And it's actually quite easy. But the first thing for this room, here is my wireless signal. Comes from there straight to my computer. For the second room, which in there is my VR room. For my second room, I use this closet. I use this closet to put an extended USB motherboard cable. So this cord is going through my motherboard and has the second WiGig card in this casing, along with a fan. Okay. Now, this plastic sheathing goes around there to stop any electromagnetic interference. But that's where the cord goes through. If you look on this side of the wall, Here's the other part of the wall where it goes through, coming outside the back of my computer. So I'm using 2 slots but a USB extender. Then here is my VR room. Look at all that space for standing and walking around and exploration. As you can see, I know about the Oculus systems. I have 4 headsets for my children and when I want to play multiplayer. But the thing that I never liked about the Oculus is the weight distribution. I had to make my own solution, and I actually like it better than ones they're bought. I used a baseball weighted weight and sewed this together with some padding to distribute the weight perfectly, because the Oculus Quest is actually very front heavy and it hurts your neck really bad. But the HTC Vive is actually distributed very well. As you can see, I'm setting up for that's going to be, I'm going to keep the Pro 1 for workouts, and there's my other stand for the Pro 2. And I got fans. I got these adapted fans to cool my face off and things. So in my VR room, because it's so modular, here is the sensor going through the wall to give me my wireless signal. And again, you really only need 1 base station, 2 to keep perfect accuracy. But it's modular, so you can be more and more accurate. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 base stations. And the things that makes the base stations system more accurate than any other tracking system is you can put the controllers behind your head and things, behind your back, and never lose tracking. And these Valve Index controllers are by far the best controllers there are. But you could not do this without HTC's modularity. Their modular design allows you to do all this. So let me tell you some of the specs to come to a conclusion on why I think the Vive Pro 2 is going to be the best. The reason that the Vive Pro 2 will be the top-notch VR experience is because of the modularity of the Steam VR system developed by Valve and HTC. They continue to use all their products, they have the best tracking solution, and they always have new add-ons. With the HTC Vive Pro 2, if you want eye tracking, they have a mod for that. If you want facial recognition and facial tracking while you talk in VR chat, they have a mod for that. If you want full body tracking, get a whole bunch of trackers and you can do that. If you want motion seat and to really experience, I'm sorry, if you think you're a flight and driving sim enthusiast and don't have a 360 motion seat, you're kidding yourself. If you want the accurate eye vision, the Vive Pro 2 has the most highest resolution. And if you want to actually experience and feel the G's, the Vive Pro 2 going wirelessly will allow you to do that. It is so modular, and the reason that people are so upset on the internet is because it's not cheap. Well, guess what? It's a prosumer device. I honestly think that HTC, they think about what they want. They're like, okay, Oculus is doing that, but we need to do something more. And they keep adding and adding and adding. So they haven't changed their design of the shape of the headset. And that is actually a good thing, because you can still add more and more things to it to make it the best experience possible. So the Vive Pro 2 is going to be awesome. It has the highest resolution, 2448 per eye. At 120 degrees field of view, you will be able to see. You won't have that tunnel vision and things in it. And if you're saying, well, the wireless mode will not support that resolution at launch, but eventually 1632 by 1632, and that is higher than the Valve Index headset at launch. And honestly, it's not the resolution that I've noticed with the Vive Pro 1 that I didn't dislike. It was the screen door effect. And because it has so many pixels and so many subpixels, that will be completely gone, wireless or not wireless. So the HTC Vive Pro 2 will be an amazing device. And if you're thinking about what type of VR system I get into, I think Steam VR would be the best, because they continue to use all their tracking solutions, they continue to use all their trackers and things, and the modularity just keeps growing. If you buy something like a Reverb, maybe something will come out for it, but does it work across the board? In the next generations of Reverb, will those systems still work? No. So Steam VR is for a very niche group. And think about VR like this. It's more than just games. It is experiences. One of these days when COVID is over and we can travel the world, because VR has put me in there and put me in there so accurately, I cannot wait to go to places like France and Singapore and Haiti and see places that I've already felt like I've been because of VR. So what is $800 when you get to see all the different experiences? So later I will give you a review on the Vive Pro 2 once I get it. And also I will tell you later in a future video how to do wireless VR in 2 rooms with the Steam VR HTC Vive Pro 2. Goodbye and God bless.